Cruising with AB again. Hunting edition. Maybe I haven't done that yet. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, speaking about hunting, we are running out of meat already. So this past deer season, we harvested 2 white-tailed deer and 1 wild hog. And that has taken us through from the weekend of Thanksgiving till now, and we probably have maybe 2 more weeks of stuff in the freezer that I can make. And like I said, we don't eat deer meat every single day like we were. But yeah, it's been nice having some meat in the refrigerator instead of chicken. My gosh, I was turning into a chicken. And I guess the cost has really, the cost of food these days at the store, I truly believe that it has really helped with our grocery bill. When it comes to eating red meat, I mean, we didn't eat red meat that often. I mean, maybe on special occasions we'll go buy some steaks, but that's about it. Other than that, it's either chicken or pork chops, fish. That's all good stuff. But having hamburger and all the different cuts of meat, that's been a big blessing. So we're running out. So we're gonna have to go back and go do some more hunting and gathering for the family. Maybe we'll go this weekend and see if we can't find something, put some more food in the refrigerator for a while. But hunting, I was fortunate that my dad liked to hunt. He didn't get that from his father. My grandfather was a colonel in the army, and he did not hunt, or he did not fish. So my dad had to learn that on his own or with friends and stuff, and he shared that with me as I was a kid. So I was always brought up around firearms and going to the gun range and going bird hunting, or dove hunting or quail hunting, and deer hunting. And I'm so glad that he shared that with me, that he showed me how to do that kind of stuff, because now I'm sharing it with my kids and my stepkids also. I can't remember the first time I went to the range. I mean, I don't, just little flashes of memory of going to the range and shooting and stuff like that. But now, it's an expensive sport if you don't have a place to go. When I was a kid, in Texas anyway, you used to be able to hunt in the riverbeds up to the floodplain, whatever that was. But you could go to the rivers and you could go hunt deer in the riverbeds, and it was completely legal. It was public land. You're in the riverbed. And that's where I did most all of my hunting when I was a kid, was on the Frio River or the Nueces River here in Texas. We had a 1943 Army Jeep that my dad had rebuilt the engine and trans and all that stuff on, so that we towed that behind our car, and we rode that in the riverbed, the gravel riverbed, for miles and miles and miles, and we would camp out on the bank and go hunting. So those are my some of my fondest memories of hunting with my dad, is going down there. But these days, it has become so commercialized, where these guys are building these high fence ranches and raising their deer and charging outrageous amounts of money for somebody to come and fly in and pull the trigger on an animal, and then, well, I'm a hunter now. I don't know. Yeah, you're going to start your own business, great. That there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it's these outfitters that do it. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion about low fence hunting or high fence hunting. We have public lands here that we can hunt through the Texas Department of Wildlife, and you have to buy a little permit, and then you have to follow all their rules, and you can go hunt public lands, and it's pretty affordable. It's not like in some of the states here where you can just pull off the side of the road and go walk, go kill an elk or something. We don't have that here. And I've been fortunate to have a good friend of mine that I've known for over 40 years, and he has some property, and that's where we do our hunting. And he lets me and the family go out there and anytime we want for free. And anytime I go out there, I always try to make it a little bit better than it was the last time I came. I'll pick up some trash or try to fix something. I always leave his trailer that he has up there stocked with all the necessities that you need: toilet paper, paper plates, knives and forks, refrigerator. Make sure he's got a big case of water in there and some soda. And I always try to bring him a bottle of whiskey and put that in the refrigerator for him. And just something to say thank you. And he doesn't even want that. He just wants us to go out there and have a good time. And I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do that. Because any other time I would have to go do something like that, oh my goodness. If I was to have to pay for that, that's a lot of money. I think the cheapest thing I saw, if you wanted to go shoot a doe on one of these outfitters' property, it was like, I don't know, $250, but then you had to stay at night in their cabins or their facilities there. And by the time you're said and done with giving your guide a tip and all of that stuff, you're looking at close to maybe $800 for just one animal. I can buy a dang half a cow for less than that, I think. I don't know. But yeah, hunting is just another thing that it's nice to be able to pass that knowledge on to somebody else. We process all our own animals from field to the table. We don't do anything exotic. We haven't made any salami, or we hadn't made any dried sausage because I don't have a smokehouse. My house is pretty small. My yards are small, so I don't have a lot of room to build things like that. I love just making fresh sausage every once in a while. But for the most part, we package things up for roasts and hamburger meat and with the pork. We do a lot of breakfast sausage. And we're running low. Gotta get back out there and go get another one. Anyway, I'll let y'all go. Bye-bye.